Hello, and welcome again to Part 2, Preparing to Protest. Property Appraisal Part 1 provided an overview of the appraisal protest procedures and highlighted important deadlines and scheduling information to keep in mind. Part 1 also outlined several reasons you can file a protest. However, the primary focus of this video is to explain what evidence you need to gather when you protest the value of your property, specifically based on an incorrect appraised market value and/or an unequal appraisal value when compared with other properties. If you choose to protest for both reasons, you must prove both reasons. Luckily, you can apply the evidence you gather in both cases. In this presentation, we will first explain how county appraisal districts, or CADs, value your property. Next, we will highlight your goals in protesting. And finally, we will walk you through gathering the evidence you need when protesting the value of your property. So first off, how is your property valued? Well, under Texas law, all taxable property must be appraised at its market value as of January 1st unless it falls under an exception. Market value refers to the actual value of your property when placed for sale on the open market. Each county appraisal district determines the value of all taxable property within its county boundaries. To save time and money, the CAD uses mass appraisal to appraise large numbers of properties. In a mass appraisal, the district first collects detailed descriptions of each taxable property in the district and records the data, often using a computer-assisted mass appraisal or CAMA system. The appraisal district then classifies properties according to a variety of factors, such as size, use, and construction. Once properties have been put into different classes, the county appraisal district may use three common methods to value the properties in each class: the market, the income, and the cost approaches. The market approach to valuation, also known as the sales comparison approach, is most often used and simply asks, what are properties similar to this property selling for? So when the county appraisal district is assigning a market value to your home, it compares your home to similar homes that have sold recently. Anytime a sale occurs within your neighborhood, those are put into the database and a statistical analysis is done to estimate the value of your home as it would sell for on January 1st. However, the issue with how the county appraisal district values your property is that their methods do not adjust your property's value based on any of its unique features, so the appraisals may likely be inaccurate. So what should your goal be when protesting the property's value? When you are selling your property, you want your property to be valued the highest it possibly can. However, when it comes to paying taxes, you want your property to be valued the lowest it possibly can. Therefore, your goal in protesting is to gather enough information to prove that the county appraisal district's valuation of your property is too high. And the best way to disprove them is with hard evidence supporting your protest for a lower valuation. A market value protest argues that your home has been overvalued because it does not take into account the true condition of your property. Your goal in gathering evidence is to show all the repairs and upgrades needed to put your home on the market and justify the CAD's high taxable value on your home. An unequal value protest argues that a similar house elsewhere in the neighborhood is valued for less. Your goal in gathering evidence is to show that your property is appraised at a higher percentage of its true market value than comparable properties in your neighborhood. With these goals in mind, you are ready to begin gathering evidence. Your evidence packet is going to be really important, and you are going to take this to the Appraisal Review Board hearing. You are going to want to bring 4 copies to give to the Appraisal Review Board, and have one for yourself. The evidence packet should include the following items: your appraisal notice, the appraisal card, photographs of your property and of any comps, photographs of needed repairs, and a summary of any estimates, receipts, or insurance claims. If you have it, a recent valid appraisal. If you are using other sales to protest, documentation to support the sales price, such as listings, closing statements, and other information. Perhaps if a real estate agent shared it with you, their cover email to show it was a valid sale. Any plat maps with sales, listings, foreclosures, or the like. And finally, if you are protesting an equal and uniform appraisal, you will need to include calculations of a median level of appraisal. There are 2 steps in gathering the information to create your evidence packet. First, research the County Appraisal District records to see what information they currently have on your property and what information they used to value your property. Second, conduct your own research. Know your own property and know your own neighborhood to examine comparable properties referred to comps in your favor. You are entitled to the information the County Appraisal District has about your property. To request this information, you must contact the office directly via mail, phone, or email. By law, the appraisal district may charge you for providing you with copies of this information, but the charges cannot exceed $15 per property appeal. You should ask the appraisal district to show you all the data they used in determining the value of your home and for all the evidence they may use at the hearing. Specifically from the CAD, you should request an appraisal card, which includes details about your property, including a sketch of it, any sales, including land sales and other data used to value your property, any neighborhood and plat maps which record the collection of properties that make up an area and highlight the size of a property's land, streets, and boundaries, and any comparable properties in comp sheets. Once you have received your documents from the County Appraisal District, you will need to first verify the information on the appraisal card. Second, examine your property's condition. And third, review the sales data and build your own comp sheets. In addition to examining the information the appraisal district provides, you may also ask a friendly realtor to provide you with a list of sales in the area that you can use to identify comps for your property that the appraisal district may not have included. Keep in mind, as you gather and examine your evidence, that the appraisal on your home is as of January 1st, and therefore, neither the County Appraisal District nor you may include or consider any changes or improvements made after that date. First, whether or not you decide to protest the property value, be sure to obtain a copy of the appraisal card. You are going to want to confirm the information the appraisal district currently has on file. The appraisal card looks like this. When you receive the card, validate the information on the card. Check if the appraisal card accurately reflects the measurements of your property, including the correct number of bedrooms, bathrooms, and garages. If the measurements are inaccurate, you may want to gather blueprints, deed records, photographs, or surveys to show the correct measurements. Additionally, check to see if the appraisal card has the correct improvements on your property, and if there are any improvements included on the appraisal card that may not be on your property, such as amenities like a pool. If there are inaccuracies, be sure to take photographs and provide estimates or receipts of the costs of these improvements or inaccuracies. Note any mistakes so you can present them as evidence and use them in your argument to lower your value. Second, check the condition of your property. Find all the things in your home that you believe have an adverse impact on the value the appraisal district placed on your home. This includes, but is not limited to, any sort of physical damage on your property, any wear or tear on your property, any foundation problems such as a cracked slab, a recent loss from a fire or natural disaster, or any renovations needed to bring your property up to market standards that actually support the County Appraisal District's valuation of your property. If repairs are needed, be sure to include photographs and repair estimates. If you need to bring your property up to market standards, use information found on properties for sale or recently sold properties and create a side-by-side comparison. Using the photos from the other properties, generate a list of renovations for the appraisal district, including the costs and estimates to renovate to achieve the higher quality finishes. Ultimately, the goal of using these costs is to come up with a discount amount for your property. Third, review the home sales the county appraisal district compared yours to and used to calculate the value of your home, along with any other sales data you may have gathered. It is your job to build your own comp sheet that you believe more accurately values your property. A comp sheet is where you take some of the houses in your area that you consider to be most like your property and use them to value your property. This is what a comp sheet looks like. This contains the same information on the appraisal card without the sketch, showing the condition of the property and so forth. You can pull all of the information on comps from the County Appraisal District's website by doing a quick address search for each of the comparable properties. All the details of the properties will come up, and you can see the values of the property, the land, the lot and square footage, the age and year built, and any improvements. Typically, including 5 to 6 comps is a good rule of thumb. Remember, the County Appraisal District will have its own comp sheet, where the comparable properties will not be in your favor and will support their appraisal on your home. The goal is to have better evidence than them when looking at comparable properties. This concludes Property Appraisal Part 2, Preparing to Protest. If you have not already, please watch Property Appraisal Part 1 for more information on how to protest your property appraisal. Additionally, be sure to look at our Property Protest Worksheet to aid you in gathering your evidence, which is also included on this site. Thank you for your time.